Good afternoon.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone who's
Good
in
afternoon.
so far.
Hi, Avalon. I just wanted to know if you can hear me and see me. I just tested the audio quality. I apologize. The noise will reduce in the background. I just in office, right? Okay.
Morning.
Hi, everyone. Please know that the live stream has already started so that we can utilize the chat if anything, but we are being recorded and the live stream has started. Once we have officially begun, your cameras would have to be on. Okay, afternoon, everyone. Again, I am just giving the others some time to join. All right.
No problem.
So good afternoon again, everyone. I just want to state here, if there's anyone, because I see we have a couple of people on the live stream. If there's anyone on the live stream that is a chapter guild officer, please know that you have to join the Zoom meeting and not view from the live stream, because we have to be sure that we have a quorum to begin. Okay. So based on my count, we need to have at least 6 active Guild members present. Um, Somebody fell off. Yeah, somebody dropped off. Um, okay, good. Um, so I think we're back and running. Great. So I'm going to start. Can I ask you, Guild members, to kindly turn your cameras on, keep your mics off, and we will begin. Nice. Oh, it's nice to see some of you all. Lovely. Great. Okay. Great. Um, so welcome everyone. Welcome. This has been a while since we had ESG elections. Been too long. Alex, we sad to see you go. So first of all, let me acknowledge our current ESG president here today, Mr. Alex Hewitt. He will be assisting with this proceeding in some formats. Um, Today we have 4 candidates presenting. We have one for a postgrad rep, Ms. Karina Nanan. Then we have Ms. Zion Walker for vice president. We also have Antonia Rouse, candidate for president, and Ajay Balkisoon, candidate for president. Right? I pronounced everyone's name correctly, right?
Yes, you did.
Good.
Yes,
'Cause we on live stream. I don't want to be saying your names wrong. Right? Okay, great. So I am going to also start my recording and we'll begin.
Hi, Ms. Gishad, Ms. Tavares here. Quick question. Good afternoon to everybody. Is every chapter represented?
Yep, I believe so.
Okay, great. Thank
Wait,
you.
John D.
Shundi.
John D. Yeah, John D.
Anyone here from John D?
No, no. But we do have quorum in the sense of numbers.
Understood. I just wanted to ensure the chapters also were considered. But thank you.
Okay, great. Nice. So let's begin. Candidates, you all would have received the directions and the rules, but I will say it again here. You all have 10 minutes to present. We are going to start with Karina, Ms. Nanan, and then we will follow with Zion Walker, and then our 2 presidents who are vying for the same position will give their presentation. So what I am going to do, I don't have a coin. In the case of the 2 presidents, we will do a toss and we'll call it. So I'll say which one go and we'll see which one goes first, right? Great. So give me 1 second. Let me find my coin that I thought I had. Right? It has disappeared on me, but that is the order we will go. Right? So I'm going to give you all 2 seconds to prepare. Miss Karina, Nana, you will go first to the to the chapter guilds. You will be allowed to ask your questions. You will let all the presentations go forward first. So if there's something that was mentioned and it sounds funny, please take a note of that and you can ask all your questions when we have completed. Right? Is that understood? So make sure you take a note of anything anyone mentions that you would like to have a question for them. Okay? Again, we're on live stream. Please utilize until the question and answer section. If there's something you want to note, you can message me or Alex, and you can use the messages until we open up for questions, right? So that they are not disturbed when presenting. Everybody has 10 minutes. As mentioned before, I am going to keep a track. Alex, can I ask you to also keep the time with me? And you're all welcome to keep time so you could check, but we will give 10 minutes to everyone. All right, so just give me 1 second. All right, great. So I have my coin. So Antonia and Ajay, who's birds, who is numbers? You know, we don't have heads and tails here.
Numbers for me, please.
Numbers. Okay,
Yes,
Ajay,
I
so
will
birds.
dance.
Okay. So you all trust that I'm fair, right? So the person who is up will go first, yeah? No. Which one I would prefer? The person who comes up goes first, so yeah, that person gets to choose. So whoever goes up, that person will choose whether they want to go first or last, right?
No
That
problem.
okay?
Thomas.
So we have numbers for Antonia and birds for Archie. Oh gosh, I am very horrible at this. All right, let's keep it light. Get it. Oh, numbers. It was numbers. Don't know if you could see. It was
I
numbers.
will go last. Thank you.
All right. Great. So we have the order. It will be Miss Karina Nanan, your candidate for postgrad, then Miss Zion Walker, the candidate for vice president, followed by Ajay Balkisoon, candidate for president, and Antonia Rouse, candidate for president. I'm going to get the timer started. Miss Nanan, are you ready? Because we don't want to keep the students too long.
Hi, good afternoon to all. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me and see me clearly. A thumbs up is okay. A head nod. Right, perfect, excellent.
All right, so let me
Avalon,
tell you
yeah.
when to start. Okay. Alex, you ready as well? Because you're my second timer.
Let's
Yes.
hold it.
Great. Okay,
Honey,
so
what
Karina,
kind of
on to you.
thing this weekend?
Okay, you all can hear me clearly, right? Hi, everyone. A pleasant good afternoon to all members of the UTT student guilds across the 6 campuses and to the streaming and viewing public that's online, the UTT faculty, the staff, and the student, the ESG support group. And I'd also like to take a recognition of Miss Avalon and the team that's here as well from student development. A good afternoon to all. My name is Karina Nanan. I'm going up as your candidate for the postgrad representative. I just want to apologize in advance because I do have a bit of a sore throat, so I'm going to try to press on, and there's a bit of a background noise. So if at any point in time you can't hear me, just ask me to repeat and I will go as I can, right? I am a PhD student. I currently enrolled in September 2024, so I'm a bit brand new to your university, but I'm no stranger to academics. This is my 3rd degree. I have an undergrad degree in psychology from the University of the Southern Caribbean, which I served at the Guild over there. I was the director of student and cultural activities. So I'm a bit familiar with how guilds represent and run. I have a master's in business administration from Anglia Ruskin University, which is known as SAMS here in Trinidad. And well, now I'm here with you all. I am doing a PhD in societal studies. My study is on local government. I'm currently employed with the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government, and I'm 29 years old. So I know a lot of you all are also fellow young persons on the call. So I just look a bit older today. I do apologize. Probably the makeup and lipstick. But I'm very much a youth, just as much as you all. Apart from my academia, I have a foundation of my own. It's called the Willow Foundation, and I started it in 2021. I'm no stranger to youth work in Trinidad and Tobago, and we have focused or been grounded on United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We design projects, plans, and implement them. We're 240 members strong, and the organization is run by young people for national development. So I know what it's like to work with a team. I know what it's like to work with young persons because most of you all, not just want to say, in case you all are over 35, I apologize, but everybody looks pretty young in your respective guilds. And I just want to congratulate the other candidates on the call as well. And I look forward to working with you guys on the guild. I want to just briefly share a little bit about my manifesto with you all, if you would permit me, and I have time. I first want to acknowledge the University of Trinidad and Tobago, which was an institution that started a little shy of 2004, so it brings it just over 21 years old. So the organization is just as old as a few of us here, right? Some of us older, some of us are 21 and in that category. So the mandate of this university was really designed by the state to really develop education. It merges on different fields. Some of y'all are here in agriculture. Some of y'all are here in cultural studies, carnival studies. Some of you guys are here in aviation. We have the fashion designers, we have the engineers, we have the maritime operations, and whatever's respective guilds that you belong to, you serve an important purpose and part of it. My position as postgrad is to really just add to the opportunity of the university to grow. Prior to my engagement with UTT, I did not know much about the guild of the organization because the university is pretty small, 5,000 if so, Avalon, if I'm not correct. And with that, there's an opportunity for us to grow. I would like to implement 4 projects, or more so to add 4 projects to the current slate of activities. My first project would be is mental health and well-being. I think it doesn't matter if you're a postgrad student or undergrad. It doesn't matter what level. I think we can all relate and understand that mental health is a very important aspect as young people, as students, and it's really important that we bring awareness to what the university currently offers. So while there's a counseling session that is available, I am not sure how many people are aware that it exists. So I really want us to implement more face-to-face sessions, really promote what the university has to offer when it comes to counseling sessions, and to encourage us to develop a stress-free day. So the concept of the stress-free day would be is to have 1 day per academic term where we invite specifically as well postgrad students to come, to interact, to be involved, and to participate in what are the activities of, you may have counselors, you may have massage therapists, you may have little activities like you bring little animals, things that really relieve your stress. And it really promotes well-being. It shows that university cares about its students and vice versa. So really that's going to be promoting the mental health and well-being aspect, especially when it's exam season. Because of my specific portfolio position, I'm going as postgrad rep. So the postgrad rep is, while I would like to support all students, my emphasis would be is for the persons who are in graduate studies, right? Avalon, you want me to stop, or there's 4 minutes to the clock? 4 minutes to the clock. Okay, excellent. Right. So I'd really like to bring research opportunities and grant funding to the postgrad level. Now, advocating for increased research grants and funding opportunities for postgrad students will involve activities such as fundraisings, networking, cocktail sessions, things where we bridge professionals with the students. And it's a session for them to get to know each other, to mix, to mingle, because some people have very promising research and they don't get the platform or the recognition about their studies. So this would really help bridge that gap that currently exists, and to really give students an opportunity to meet persons. You know, you never know. A right connection, a right conversation can sometimes elevate your study. It can elevate your opportunity to increase for you to move on in your life and elevate and be empowered to continue your study. My other topic or offering would be is to advocate for reduced tuition or flexible payment plans for postgrad students. Now, postgrad students are already juggling. You have, some of them have a job, some of them are parents, family. If you're a full-time postgrad doctorate student, according to the UGT schedule, you are expected to pay your full tuition within the year of enrolling. And that is sometimes not feasible for postgrads because some people may not have that cash right away and in hand. So I really want to advocate for that opportunity for a flexible timeline and to improve that quality of service delivery. My last, sorry, I apologize about the sore throat. My last proposition would be technical support for online resources. Now, with this issue, in postgrad, there's a lot of persons. Now, why are young people? We're very tech friendly. We get the online. Look at us here on a Zoom. But in postgrad, we notice that there are higher influx of older persons who are much more mature in age. Now, we have some old persons that are very tech friendly, and we love that for them. But there are also the issue that they are the mature group who still don't know how to access the Canva, the My Portal, and strictly all of our level of academia, whether you're in undergrad, postgrad, no matter what, is strictly online. So I want us to help support more persons, help bridge that gap, do tutorials, be more connected and resourced, because without that support, persons who are much older in age can't really get to connect with us and get their assignments done. And sometimes you, as a younger person, you might see it even in your undergrad level, they might reach out to you for help. So I really want UTT technical support to be something more implemented. That just brings me to my 4 propositions. My manifesto, if anything, would outline how I intend to target these key issues at any level. But it's really important that postgrad students get the opportunity to be represented. They already are balancing a life of working, family, juggling their other responsibilities. So I would like for them to be more seen, more recognized, given that opportunity to be more supported. And I look forward to advocating, lobbying, and being a part of the guild. It's not just for me about position, it's about service, and I'm very service deliverable. I could have just been a PhD student because a PhD is harder, but I really see this as an opportunity to help my peers and to help contribute to the social fabric of UTT. I thank you for the opportunity, and I look forward to working with all of you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Karina. And you did it with 5 seconds to clear. Great. All right. Thank you very much, Karina. Zion is up next. Zion, are you ready?
Yes, Miss. I do have PowerPoint.
Great. Zion, you're frozen on my end. Is she frozen for everyone else?
Yes,
Yes, yes.
ma'am.
All right, good day, everyone. Can everybody hear me?
You can be heard. You're breaking up a bit, but you are heard.
All right, I would like to apologize for that. I'm in a very active community right now. But I do have a PowerPoint that I'd
Which
like
we
to
can
share.
see.
It's just
So we see.
everything that I want to say. It'll help me keep track. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zion Walker. I am going for the role of, I'm running for Vice President for the UTT Student Guild. I'm here to share my vision for a strong and more engaging, more supportive student experience at UTT. I want to ensure that every student feels heard, supported, and has access to exciting activities that make university life more than just academics. So let's get started. I am a Bachelor's of Education student in special needs. I'm in year 3. I also am very active, have recently gotten very active in UTT. Per se, I've been volunteering a lot more as of recently. Sorry, I'm kind of nervous. Throughout my time here, I've been involved with the graduation, the parties, even sports day. I'm passionate about making student lives more engaging and encouraging, and treating students fairly and creating opportunities that benefits everyone. And that's why I'm running for president. All right. So, as vice president, my role would go beyond just the title. The VP works very closely with the president to ensure the smooth operation of the guild according to the UCT Student Guild bylaws. I will support the guild president in managing the students' affairs, oversee student concerns and ensure that they are addressed, chair the constitutional committee, ensure that the guild policies are followed, and provide reports and advocate on behalf of students' university meetings. Most importantly, I'd be the students' voice in governance, ensuring that all issues and ideas are taken seriously. Student life should be fun, enriching, and full of opportunities. As vice president, I will work to introduce regular student events like talent shows, sports tournaments, and networking events. Stronger support for club and societies, which makes access to funding and resources a bit easier. Student-led innovatives initiatives such as peer mentorship programs and mental health workshops, inter-faculty collaboration so students from different programs can connect and share experiences. We all deserve a happy campus life, and I would work hard to make sure that happens. We all face challenges in our academic journey. Sometimes students have legitimate concerns about grading, lecturer fairness, and classroom policies, but many students don't know where to turn. And I'm speaking on this because I have been in this position with a few lecturers, and it was a very hard time because I did not know what to do, how to do it, or even if I would get any answers. So, as the vice president, I would advocate for a clear and fair system for reviewing grades, work with the ethics, discipline, and integrity committee to ensure students' complaints are handled fairly, push for a platform where students can anonymously report issues and get real solutions. No student should deal with feeling powerless and deal with academic challenges at the same time. So I would stand up for students. This position is not just about me, it's about the students, and I believe that true leadership means listening. So here are some plans that I have that would ensure that student voices get monthly student feedbacks to understand what students need, open student forums where anyone can raise concerns and suggest new initiatives, and transparency, regular updates on what the guild is doing and how decisions are made. Student concerns matters, and I promise to be a bridge between students and administration. So, why you should vote for me? Here's what I bring to the table. I have a passion for helping students. I genuinely care about making UTC a better place for everyone. I've proven problem solving skills. I don't just talk about issues, I take actions to fix them. Ask any of my lecturers, I'm always trying to fix something in class. Commitment to transparency. I believe that in an open communication, I believe in open communication and ensuring students know what is happening. If you want a vice president who is approachable, hardworking, determined to improve student life, I'm the best choice. As as some of you may know, I love baking. That was my form of campaigning. But what does that have to do with student guild? Well, for me, funding funding is always a challenge. There will never be enough funds, and we would never like have a overflow of money. And I plan to use my skills to help generate revenue for the student guild through baking sales, to raise money for students' events and activities, and collaborating with others to, help pull this off. And all the money would go to more student activities, resources, and club support. So a quick recap of why am I running for the vice president and why you should vote for me. I would bring more student activities to make campus life more exciting. I'll fight for students' rights, ensuring fairness and in academics and fair treatments to students. I would always listen to students to take real action and the best action based on their concerns. I will introduce creative fundraising strategies so that we can have more resources for student events. And thank you all for your time and support. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them. Feel free to contact me. I don't have my contact information here, but if you see me, just ask questions. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Zion. Thank you. And you completed with a good bit of time to spare. So we love that. Up next, we have Ajay. We're going to keep it quickly moving. Ajay, once you are ready, let me know so I can start the time.
Sure, I just shared my PowerPoint.
No problem.
Okay, just to confirm, you'll see it?
Yes.
Okay, so I ready to start. A pleasant good afternoon to the chapter guild officers of UTT, my fellow candidates, the executive guild president, Mr. Alex Hewitt, and the student development unit representative, Ms. Avalon. My name is Ajay Balkisun, and I am a candidate willing to serve as your executive guild president. Currently, I am pursuing the BSc in Agriculture and Entrepreneurship program. Over the past 2 years, I have dedicated myself to leadership, advocacy, and campus development, serving as Guild President of the ECIAF chapter, where I have worked to improve student engagement, address academic concerns, and push for better campus facilities. My leadership experience has equipped me with the skills to represent you effectively at all levels of the university. Beyond my role in Guild, I am also deeply involved in entrepreneurship and student empowerment. I'm always seeking to create ways and opportunities that would benefit students. And I believe that leadership is not just about words, it is also about actions. And I am committed to delivering real improvements. So, the key focus areas that I am willing to address would be implementing sustainable student support systems, to advocate for better infrastructure and facilities, to enhance academic support, to strengthen our campus life and student engagement, to strengthen community and the alumni involvement, and to unite all UTT campuses through intercampus initiatives. Now, what I'm presenting to you today is a plan of action. This plan will take the entirety of the 1 year tenure to complete, and the main theme and the main purpose is revitalization. I've broken it down into 4 phases. The first phase is what laying the foundation. So during this phase, one of the first few steps I'd have to do is engage with you, the chapter guild members, and we'd have to conduct surveys. We'd have to organize forums across all UTT campuses. Because as we know, some campuses don't have chapter guilds. We need to understand what are the student needs in order for us to move forward. The executive can then meet with administration and we can identify and discuss solutions that we can proceed to put into place. I'd also like to ensure all the campus chapter guilds have strong leadership and proper structures. Because as you know, within the next few months, the next chapter elections would be ongoing. So we have to ensure that all of the campuses are properly represented and have leadership. And to work alongside this, I'd like to launch a guild feedback system where the students can give feedback on the ways that we as a guild are addressing concerns and we can understand if we are doing it in a satisfactory manner. I'd also like to include the opportunity for students to give suggestions for at both the chapter and the executive level. And as Ms. Walker has said, we want to increase transparency. So what I want to do, I want to create a guild quarterly report where the guild can show accountability to the students. During this phase, I'd also like to build key partnerships and engage with corporate sponsors, government agencies, NGOs, work together with the UTT alumni, and start to put into place student support initiatives, as well as launching quick impact initiatives. Because I am of the opinion that if we can start off winning, we can continue to win throughout the next year. Phase two is where I'd focus on implementation and growth. So the Guild would, at this point, we start to advocate for major campus facility upgrades, with push for improved services, student amenities. I'd also like to organize our student faculty forums because dealing with academic issues at the campus level sometimes can be challenging. And I think creating a safe space for students and faculty members to discuss and come to conclusions and compromises is very important. At this phase, I'd also like to implement at least one student-led community outreach program per campus. Now, I believe that it is our duty as the national university to give back to our nation, and I intend to start this at the community level. This can be simple as interacting with primary school students, setting up initiatives on their premises, even secondary school. I'd also like to implement at least one student-led initiative within a campus, within each campus. So, like for example, a garden, spiritual programs, mental health programs, which would be driven by the students. So the idea is to empower the students. And I'd also like to strengthen our student life and networking by revitalizing the clubs that once existed pre-COVID-19 and the societies within the university. I also like to expand on extracurricular activities, cultural events, leadership workshops, and partner with the alumni to organize networking conferences and build our students so that they are prepared to move out into the real world. Additionally, during this point in time, it would be the inter-semester period. So the guild could work on helping the university to advertise so that we can get more members coming into our student population. During the new semester, we'd focus on expanding and improving the sustainability of what we have built. So I'd like to scale successful initiatives, institutionalize them, and possibly implement more. At this point in time, the Executive Guild and the new chapter guilds will have a proper understanding of what policy changes we may need to implement, what changes to academic structures we can work together with UTT administration to implement, and any infrastructure development that we can start to put into place. Also at this point in time, during this phase, I'd like to secure any long-term sponsorships and funding to improve the projections of our student-led projects and advocate for permanent mentorship programs within UTT student services. Also, at this phase, the Executive Guild can work hand in hand with the chapter guilds to organize more inter-campus competitions and workshops and improve the inter-campus collaborations. And as I would reach the end of the guild tenure, we'd have to focus on legacy and continuity. So finalizing any major initiatives, ensuring all advocacy work is leading to permanent solutions, wrapping up infrastructure and student support projects, ensuring that all initiatives would have a strong foundation and would be able to function after the next executive guild comes into place, as well as ensuring that the next executive guild would have a proper transition guide and reports so that they would be able to build on the foundation that the current executive guild right now would be intending to build upon. Now, I have just outlined a structured plan, but this plan is simply my way of attempting to resolve some of the concerns that I have heard throughout my time as president at IKEAF and interacting with all the other chapter members. The plan is very flexible, it's just a simple outline. And what I really want to do is to revitalize and rebuild and set a solid foundation so that the upcoming guild leaders, they would be able to build and continue to improve our university. I am not looking to only focus on quick wins, but also set a solid foundation, focus on the long-term impacts within our university. I am committed to advocating for your needs and creating opportunities and ensuring that every student's voice is heard. But leadership is not just about one person, right? It's about all of us stepping up, taking action. And we have to come together, the executive guild, the chapter members, and the students of the university. We have to build the future of our university together. Thank you. I look forward to working alongside all of you. So that will be the end of my presentation.
Thank you, RJ. And we will now follow with Antonia, our final presentation for today. I hope our chapter girls take a note of their questions and you ask all the questions that are necessary. Antonia, are you ready?
Yes, Miss, I am sharing my screen.
Great. Okay, Antonia, your mic is muted if you have started. Great, you can
And
start.
sorry, good afternoon to the current ESG president, Mr. Alex Hewitt, to the student guild officers, to the staff of UTT, including the SU units, students and onlookers. My name is Antonia Rouse, and I am the candidate for the Executive Guild President position. I am a year 3 special education undergraduate student, and I am passionate about inclusivity and engagement. I have served as the Tamina campus president for the tenure 2003-2004, and I briefly acted as the ESG president in 2004, where I would have gained all of my leadership experience. I am a Special Olympics Trinidad and Tobago volunteer. I volunteered at UTT graduations for the past 2 years, and I recently volunteered at the Science 10 conference with the Trinidad and Tobago Deaf Association. Beyond academics, I'm a founder of my own summer camp called Camp Rose in my community. I also provide reading and writing support to struggling primary school students in my area. I am a mother of 3, and I strive to be a role model for my children. My goal is to complete my degree while actively contributing to UTT and the community by fostering a more inclusive and engaged environment for all. Why should I be Student Guild President? The University of Trinidad and Tobago is more than just a place of learning. It's a community, a home, a foundation for our future. As students, we face challenges, but together through unity, truth, and tenacity, we have the strength to overcome them and create a better university experience for all. I am honored to step forward as a candidate for Executive Student Guild President position, driven by passion to amplify our voices, advocate for our needs, and bring real change to our university. My vision is to create an inclusive, student-centered university experience for every student at UTT to feel empowered, supported, and heard. Through strong leadership, transparent governance, and active engagement, we will enhance student life, academic success, and overall well-being. My mission is advocating for student rights, improving campus facilities, ensuring financial transparency, and strengthening student-faculty relationship by fostering a culture of collaboration, innovation, and accountability. We will work together to build a strong and more supportive university community. Some of my goals for this tenure would be students' engagement, becoming the Executive Student Guild President at UTT is an opportunity to lead, represent, and advocate for the student body. According to the UTT Student Guild Constitution, the Guild serves as the official voice of students working towards their holistic development. As president, I will lead change by driving student-focused policies and improvements in academics, facilities, and student financial support. I will be the voice for students by highlighting concerns to UTT administration and governmental bodies. I will ensure transparency and accountability by overseeing Guild finances and operations to maintain student trust. I will build a stronger student-faculty relationship and advocate for better student-faculty communication and mentorship programs. I will also create lasting impacts by improving campus life and forging partnerships with internal and external organizations for funding, internship, and resources. As Ajay would have mentioned before, we have an alumni association. They are one of the associations that we have that are willing to be able to support student life during and after graduation. Some of my goals are to improve student engagement and representation. It is important to strengthen student participation in decision-making, organize open forums and student body meetings for both full-time and part-time students to ensure all student voices are heard, increase involvement in university committees to influence academic and policy decisions. Faculty-student interaction, we will advocate for better lecturer accessibility and engagement. As Zion would have expressed, sometimes it is very hard for us to be able to communicate with our lecturers or discipline leaders. So it's important that we have that relationship, and us as the student guild should be able to be the support for students and the voices for students when we find ourselves in academic issues. We will ensure fair academic assessment and grading policies for all students. Campus facility enhancement will push for better study area, library accessibility, and student lounges. Advocate for reliable campus transportation, improve security measures, and ensure a safe campus environment. Upgrade technology and Wi-Fi access across all campuses. Student financial needs. As Karina would have mentioned before, we need to provide better payment plans or easier or accessible payment plans for students who have to pay out of pocket for their degrees. We will provide student support and advisory services. This will include the expansion of mental health and counseling services readily accessible on campuses, strengthen career advisory and job placement services to assist students even after graduating. With the Alumni Association, they have like different workshops and conferences where students are able to come and interact and network with other companies, and that also provide job opportunities for students after graduation. We'll provide more peer mentorship and tutoring programs for students who struggle academically, as well as ensuring there is support for students with disabilities and improve inclusivity policies. Student Guild finances and chapter support will ensure transparent financial management and regular chapter access to Guild budget reports. We'll assist in funding for student clubs and organizations to enhance extracurricular activities, provide better financial accountability in Guild operations to prevent mismanagement. We'll also strengthen chapter guilds to improve representation at different campuses. In collaborating with the chapter officers, I will host monthly check-ins with chapter guild members where concerns can be addressed and updates can be provided. I will ensure all chapter guilds have a voice in key student guild decisions and advocate for fair resource allocation across campuses. I will work with chapters to organize university-wide events and support campus-specific projects that address each chapter's unique needs. I will work with chapter guilds to improve budget planning and ensure financial transparency and provide funding support for student initiative. I will organize leadership training and mentorship to chapter guild members to promote strong student-first governance across all campuses. Together, we have the power to create a stronger, more unified UTT. One where every student voice is heard, every concern is addressed, and every opportunity is accessible. By fostering unity, upholding transparency, and pushing forward with tenacity, I am committed to ensuring that the Student Guild truly works for the students by the students. With support, we can build a UTT where every student thrives. Let's stand together and make a difference, because strength is in unity, truth, and tenacity. One university, one vision, one future. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, Antonia. I want to say thank you to all four candidates. You all did, like Jamila, I'm giving my claps to you all. You all did very well. You did an excellent job. Can we, so the chapters that are on, we're going to quickly let some questions be asked. Please make sure that your cameras are on as well. And I will go with a raise of hand. So everybody's not all at once. Raise your hands. I will acknowledge you, and you can ask your questions to any one of the four candidates. Once again, we have Miss Karina Nanan, who is the candidate for Postgrad Rep. Ms. Zion Walker, the candidate for Vice President. We have Ajay Balkisoon, candidate for President, and Antonia Rouse, candidate for President. Don't rush all at once with your questions. Great. So, Jonathan.
Good day. My question for Karina. Hopefully, I pronounce it. Sorry for them. What are your
Karina.
Karina? What
Hi, yeah.
You said you were on girl previously. What were your achievements in that girl, if you don't mind that?
Okay, a pleasant good afternoon to all again. I was on the University of the Southern Caribbean. Their guild is called the Associated Student Body, and I was there from 2014 to 2015. I served as the Director of Social and Cultural Activities. I help implement something that they currently still do every academic year, which is Freshers Fair. So the University of the Southern Caribbean is a Seventh-day Adventist school. So there's a little bit more rules or regulations that they follow. So it was a way for us to kind of keep it clean and have a great introduction to students and our social clubs that the organization currently has. And it became a trend that they still continue. I've left university in 2025 and they do it 10 years now. It's a introductory day. We do, the university is comprised of a lot of foreign students as well. So each country has a club and they really mix and mingle. They integrate it with a social event after. So we do like a bouncy castle. We keep it very clean, very student oriented, and it's really just social for them to socialize and interact with each other. So it's a project that I implemented. I'm very proud of it because it's still active 10 years later. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Lovely. Good. Nice question, Jonathan. Anybody else? You have any questions for our candidates? Alea?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So I have a question. I'm not sure if I'm able to ask it to two persons or if I have to specify for one. Okay, so these are for
No, you
the
can ask to, you can say who you want to answer the question.
okay, so these are for the candidates for president, right? So we only have president, VP, and postgrad positions being presented here. And that would lead to more work on the existing executive guild, on the president, the VP, and the postgrad. So what are your plans to ensure that the roles are filled while still ensuring that each campus needs are met but not overwhelming the existing executive team.
So I would have
Fantastic.
thoughts. So I would have thought about that, and it was a question that I would have expected someone to ask, right? So my plan would have been to kind of either split up the job or have persons like representatives, student representatives, who would hold those positions to support us in that sense so that it would not be a burden on us. But working together, once we are working together and once we have the cooperation of the chapter guilds, I believe that we'll be able to support one another so the job is not overwhelming.
Okay, so what I intend to do is to hold our by-elections firstly to fill the empty spaces within the executive guild, while simultaneously looking at the needs of the campuses, utilizing the help of the chapter guilds and student representatives from campuses like, say, San Fernando, Point Lisa, where they don't have a chapter guild. Once the new chapter guild elections are coming around the corner, once they're ongoing, the idea is to advertise it as much as possible so that all of the campuses could have chapter guild representation. And then it's just clockwork from there. We'll be able to flow very easily. But filling the executive guild positions first, I believe that is of utmost importance so that we can function efficiently and it's not a massive workload for the 3 people who would be voted in today.
Thank you,
No problem.
Antonia
Good
and Ajay.
response.
Thank you, Antonia and Ajay. Anyone else? Questions? You'll have no questions for the persons you will have to vote in today. Jonathan, let's go.
Hey, Antonia, you said you split the vote with student representatives. How would you go about selecting those students and you're getting students to willingly participate in that? Because they won't be covered under ESG per se. They're just the student representatives.
So advertising, of course, we will put it out there that we are looking for these persons to be able to support us. Ajay would have mentioned keeping a by-election, but the process of that and also the training behind that by-election will take up a lot of time. So by advertising that we have these positions available that we want the students to represent, we would be able to, by advertising that, we'll be able to get these students to support us. And those students, especially who are interested in leadership, because obviously there will be executive guild elections again around the corner. So this might be an opportunity for them to serve unofficially before elections.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else with questions? Okay, Alejandro.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is a question for both presidential candidates. We all belong to our respective campuses, like Ajay and Tamana. You both served on guilds previously, and we have inherent biases, whether we are aware of it or not. How are you all prepared to remain unbiased in addressing all the concerns of every other campus?
Any one of you can go. Ajay, I see your mic is on. Go ahead.
Okay, well, if I implement the plan that I have, right, and if I work alongside the objectives that I've set in place, I am not intending to solve problems and issues specifically on my campus. I am trying to work together with all the chapters and produce a list of all the issues on all the different campuses and work towards solutions towards that. So my campus, my loyalty towards my campus is not going to be something that would subject me to bias because I am ready to take my leadership to the entirety of the university at all levels. So I'm not going to be biased towards my campus, if that answers your question.
So to answer your question, Alejandro, firstly, when we are developing a plan of action, for me personally, I will not develop a plan without the opinions of the chapter guilds. So firstly, not to be biased, when developing a plan, I will have the input of all the chapter guilds rather than I just coming up with something opposed to y'all stating what are your needs and concerns, and we coming up with a plan together to be able to support everybody and not just my campus only. So to be unbiased is one of the things that I will do to be able to support all of the chapter girls rather than just my chapter only.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that question, Alejandro. Very good question. Anyone else? Anyone else? You all are confident in the first. Oh, the hands ran forward. Okay, so we're gonna start with, because I'm not sure of the pronunciation, Miss Glasgow, followed by Miss Bihari.
This is this is a question to address to the vice president candidate. I realized that you were very nervous during this entire speaking process. And my thing is that if you are to come face to face with, let's say, all the guild representatives, and we have to bombard you with a ton of questions because, let's say, the president is out, they can't address these questions as personally. How would you go about in a situation of chaos, basically?
Well, as my degree it is a bachelor's of education, so I am dealing with chaos at all times. I work very well under pressure. I'm nervous here because I don't know what would be the outcome of this, but I work very well under pressure and I can take being questioned. I can handle high pressure situations very well, and I believe that I would thrive in that environment.
Selena. Celine?
So, good afternoon, everybody. This question would be, I think, more towards Zion and Ajay, because both of them mentioned forums for students. So I know Zion mentioned an anonymous reporting forum for students, and I know Ajay also mentioned a student faculty forum. But anybody from any of the candidates, I think, could answer this question. So I just wanted to know if you could possibly expand a little bit more on the steps that you would take to run this forum, because how are we to ensure that it's not just a one-way communication tool, but more of a two-way conversation between faculty and students, and more engagement on the faculty side of things when it comes to these forums.
Okay, so with my intention to implement a student faculty forum, right? The students already know what they want from the conversations I have had. The students are very much aware of the issues that they are facing and the solutions that they would prefer. Now, the way that the university functions, and sometimes the students can't get everything that they want, but I believe we can have conversations to come to compromises so that the students are satisfied and faculty is satisfied. Now, I have had experiences working on the TLC for my campus where I would have had to advocate for students with respect to like structural changes of the timetables and that sort of stuff. Now, I think if these students they are in direct conversation with the faculty members, with say even the members of the TLC for each campus and each program, they can come to even better compromises, right? How I would implement this is I would present it um to the members of the program faculty as an idea that, hey, the students would really like to speak to you all in a conversation setting and push it forward to them and then have conversations back and forth and eventually set it up. Um, the whole idea is that everybody is contributing. Both sides are in conversation. It's not going to be a one-way system where the faculty gets to decide, well, this is what we're going to do, and then students have no voice in the matter, because the whole idea is to empower the students. That's how I would implement it. I would obviously look at different things like the amount of forums, right? So maybe even just once for the semester, if that is what the faculty wants, but that will obviously change per faculty and based on the conversations moving forward.
All right. For me, I chose anonymous. Using online forums like Google Form, that would not typically ensure a two-way conversation that is anonymous because the student email would have to show. But I believe like it have stuff that you could add on, like it have apps like Padlock and Whisper. It's Padlock and Whisper. Hold on, I have it written down. It's have those apps that you can use to speak, and it is anonymous. There are things like you could add this onto portal, the anonymous chat, where you could have access to the persons that you want to talk to anonymously. I believe that you should do something like that. If you don't really want to go towards a two-way conversation where you could do the suggestion box or drop boxes, you could also have live anonymous Q&A sessions via Meta that could help bridge that gap. A pop dashboard for response, um, use different temp mail, which is a temporary mail access that you could do emails and follow. So you can use the initiatives like that. But the place I was going when I said anonymous forum. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Zion and Ajay. Zion, you might want to, I don't know, for me, you're breaking up a little bit, so just in case you ask. So if there are any unknown other questions, I want to
Miss,
start. Go ahead.
would I be able to add to the question that was asked previously about the forums?
Okay, well, we'll let Nkosi ask this question. Great. Go ahead, Nkosi.
Hi, good day, everybody. Could you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The question is for the VP candidate. Seeing that you are running for ESG VP, what are some of your experiences or qualifications that you may have? Because I may have kind of missed it a bit. That would qualify you to lead that I may not have heard before.
I didn't say anything on it, my bad, but I have worked very closely with youth groups in my area and in my high school. I can't remember the name of the group that we had in high school, but it was to organize a project that eventually got some of the students to go away there was on the set of a movie. Yes, there was on the set of the Bad Boys movie. I worked closely with the students and teachers to organize that. And there was a Save the Youth program that was in my village. We organized that from I believe 2015 to 2020. And after COVID, it stopped because a lot of the youths moved away and who would have grown. And with COVID, we couldn't really do anything. But I was the vice president of that little organization, and I worked closely with the treasurer. I filled the treasurer spot and the secretary spot over time, like while we was in between changing persons and stuff. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, Jamila.
Hi, good evening, everybody. So I have one question. I'm not too sure if you'll answer it, but my question is, we know the guilds have a task already, and sometimes students want to hear voices higher than the guild. So my question is, how will you increase student engagement in guild activities and ensure that students feel represented by the guild?
Jamila, this question is to everyone.
Yeah, no, sorry, for the president and the VP, the candidates.
Okay.
Oh.
Avalon, you need to unmute.
Yeah. All three, don't rush all at once. Well, the question is posted to the VP, the president's candidate. So, okay, I guess I will call a name. So we'll start with Antonia.
Hi, Jamila. Thanks for your question. So, it's important for us to have student body meetings. I feel like there should be a student body meeting monthly where the chapter guilds meets with their officers and to be able to communicate with them their needs, right? For me as president, I will try to ensure that the chapter guilds are hosting their monthly meetings where we could receive the updates and now move and push forward to all of the concerns that the students would have. And that will encourage the students to be more engaged with their chapters as well. Because once the officers are engaging and communicating with their students, they will be able to address the needs that the students have all together. That will be my answer for her question.
Okay. Archie?
Yes, it's a really good question. So, student body meetings is obviously one way forward, is a really good way. I also think that the guild can host what we refer to as mass membership meetings, which are like inter-campus student body meetings. This would work together with the closer campuses. If we want to do, say, inter-campus events, we want to solve problems that may be affecting multiple campuses, that could be a really good option. But something that I have been thinking about for some time now, not just to show that the guild is representing the students, but also so that students can feel heard by university administration, is possibly advocating for days where in which the university administration actually comes onto the campus. So say possibly, I'm just throwing it out there, may like the VP Rasa or the president possibly takes a day and they come on the campus so that they might be able to interact with the students. Because something that I understand is that the students, they don't necessarily feel heard at all levels. Yes, the guild, we are trying, the chapter, because we have been trying, but I think that working together with the administration and having both entities actually be present on campuses, that would enable the students to feel a lot more heard and empowered.
Great. Thank you. Zion?
I would like to implement that the chapter guild do have like meetings at least once a week. Well, not necessarily a meeting. They take a day that they have, or particularly a day that they have half the classes, and take maybe the evening session, and I'll invite students to come and talk to them to get their concerns out and stuff, and then we would formally raise it to admin, faculty, or the relevant persons to deal with that, and also have speak up sessions with students and speaking to the executive guild themselves, speak directly, make ourselves a bit more accessible to students so that they share their issues, and guild members can comply with the concerns and formally present it to the higher ups.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much, Zion, Antonia, and Archie. And if we have no more questions, I'm not seeing any more hands rushing up. Let me take this opportunity to thank the candidates, Karina, Zion, RJ, and Antonia. I want to thank you all. Oh, Hi, Leon. We're not hearing you, Leon. If you want, you can put your question into the chat and I can ask for you.
All right.
Oh, he
Hello,
come by.
I am Leon Modest, John D. Kill President. I have a question for President candidate Antonia. You mentioned being a mother of three and having a camp and whatnot. And as the guild would already know from Alex that it's a very tedious and time consuming position. How can you ensure us that you could balance all of this and your duty effectively? Thank you.
So, as you would have known, I would have served as the terminal president, and also I would have briefly acted as ESG president. So this is not new to me. I'm very good with time management. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I also keep a GPA of above 3.5. So I feel like I manage my time very well, and I will be able to support you all despite my duties as a parent, as a student, and so forth. As long as I have the support of all of the chapters and my colleagues, I will be able to perform my duty as expected.
Okay. So before I give any closing speeches, any other questions? And again, thank you all. Thank you for being here. To the candidates, thank you for showing your interest in student leadership. As the last question, which I think is really the foundation of all of the student leadership, is work. It requires sacrifices. It requires balance. You will have to learn to balance. That's the main thing. All right. You have to maintain a GPA. So please remember that as we go forward. Thank you, candidates, again, leadership and for willing to service the students. As a student, willing to serve your fellow student is something that is a feather in your cap. So thank you all very much. And to the Student Chapter Guild that is here, thank you for being here. Thank you for the questions. Thank you all for showing interest in your next leadership. And I see Mr. Hewitt's hand is raised. I was going to invite you to speak shortly before we go.
Oh no, it's just for all guild officers and candidates to stay on the Zoom, so don't go nowhere just yet.
All right. Okay, good. So I think that's it from me. I would like to thank you all again. I want to indicate that the voting is open. You have until 11:59 p.m.
Hi,
to
sorry,
cast your vote.
Avan, sorry,
Oh.
before you go on. The reason I need you to stay on as well. What I need is for the persons first to finish with the YouTube, and then I need to give some guidance to those who have to vote as well. So it sounded like you was leaving, so I wanted to make sure you didn't. Okay, great.
No. Yeah. So please remember, you have to vote. Remember, you can cast one vote on your name, all of that. So when you go on, make sure you're aware, you know what you're going to do. You can't get to go back in. And this is to our chapter girls. To the candidates, please note that the students can vote no confidence, even though you're not being opposed. So that's also an option. All right. So you have to get a certain amount of votes in order to move forward as the candidate. All right. Thank you all very much. And Ms. Tavares, the Senior Student Development Officers, would like to speak to you all shortly. For those on the live stream, we will now be cutting off the live stream. Thank you all for being with us. We had a good number of people on the live stream. So thank you all for being here as well. I hope this was